Hello, and welcome to another episode of Brian's Criterion. This week's Criterion Blu-ray episode is a review of Sidney Lumet's 12 Angry Men. Please hit that like button and subscribe if you're loving these Criterion reviews. So at the gate, I love the style of this cover. The red and yellow just pop out at you, and singling out Henry Fonda is a nice touch. I also love the design, turning all 12 jurors into the damn Brady Bunch. Like the artwork, the disc in the case pops out at you with these large white text and deep red background. Inside the case is a 10-page booklet. The 10-page booklet is an essay written by Thane Rosenbaum entitled Lumet's Faces. The essay is about how 12 Angry Men stood out in the pack back in 1957. Hollywood was used to like westerns and musicals, but 12 Angry Men was doing something different. Rosenbaum also talks about how important 12 Angry Men is in terms of legal thrillers. We probably wouldn't have as many legal thrillers as there are today without the boldness of 12 Angry Men. It's a great essay and well worth the read. Now let's talk about the content that exists on the disc. Not gonna lie here, the special features on 12 Angry Men actually surprised me. Because on the surface it seems like another one of these simple Criterion sets, but to my surprise, the set is actually deeper than I thought. So for starters, the transfer looks amazing. This transfer turns this film smooth as butter, especially for a 1957 black and white film. On the disc you get the full 1955 TV version of 12 Angry Men, a 25-minute interview with Vance Kepley, a 22-minute interview with Sidney Lumet, a 10-minute interview with a longtime friend and collaborator of Sidney Lumet by the name of Walter Bernstein, a 15-minute interview with Ron Simon about Reginald Rose, the writer of 12 Angry Men. You get a full TV movie entitled Tragedy in Temporary Town, directed by Lumet and written by Rose. And finally, you get a 40-minute interview with John Bailey discussing the life and work of cinematographer Boris Kaufman. Throughout the course of all these interviews, you get to learn how both the teleplay version and the film version of 12 Angry Men were filmed. You get to learn about the lives of Sidney Lumet, Reginald Rose, and Boris Kaufman. So to summarize, you get plenty of talking head interviews as well as 2 full-length TV movies. Pretty solid as far as I'm concerned. That about rounds out the special features on the disc. Let's briefly talk about the film. The plot synopsis from IMDb reads, "The jury in a New York City murder trial is frustrated by a single member whose skeptical caution forces them to more carefully consider the evidence before jumping to a hasty verdict." Boy oh boy is 12 Angry Men a classic. Reginald Rose takes a simple, basic idea and turns it into a very gripping and entertaining 2 hours. And the idea is this: let's put 12 jurors in a room and have them come to a verdict. Oh, and here's the thing, we never leave that room. This could be a tricky thing to pull off, but Rose and Lumet pull it off brilliantly. There is never a dull moment in the room, and it keeps the audience guessing and engaged throughout the entire film. The cast is also acting in spade here. They all have their own personalities and their own reasons for getting to the conclusions they get to. Some of the reasons are bullshit, and some of the reasons are actually pretty reasonable. I love how the film starts off by all the jurors taking a vote with the room voting 11-1, with one juror played by Henry Fonda voting not guilty. Setting this up early, we get our first of many moments of contention. The movie does a good job right out the gate with giving you all of the evidence against the accused, but then slowly over time questioning that evidence. Did the old man actually hear the murder and see the boy leaving the apartment? Did the lady across the way actually see the murder take place? Breaking down the evidence and having the jurors debate it is really compelling storytelling. I think the most brilliant thing about the movie is this idea of guilty without a reasonable doubt. Henry Fonda's character votes not guilty, not because he thinks the boy is innocent. He votes not guilty because he doesn't think he's guilty without a reasonable doubt. He even says early on in the film, I don't know if he's innocent. He might be guilty. I just don't know. And that's what the movie's about. It's about the system and the people who play into that system. In the end, the movie doesn't definitively say if the boy is 100% innocent. There's no flashback to the night of the murder where we actually see what happened. They as characters and we as audience have to trust that they made the right decision by voting not guilty. And I love that. There are so many great moments in the film, like watching slowly as all jurors change their mind over time due to revisiting the evidence. There are even some jurors that hold on to their guilty vote all the way to the end, and I kept thinking to myself, damn, if they haven't switched yet, what's going to make them switch? But the standout moment is when one of the racist characters stands up and reveals his prejudice towards the accused, and we watch, all in one wide shot, as all the jurors stand up and walk away from him as he rambles. It's a powerful moment. In the end, this is a classic boiling point dialogue-heavy thriller, and a classic for the ages. Okay, to wrap things up here, I think this set is pretty damn good. The transport looks incredible, you get loads of special features, you get a 10-page booklet, you get 2 TV films, and one of the best movies from the 1950s. If you're a fan of classic Hollywood, then I would definitely recommend picking this set up. Okay, that's it folks. Until the next review, I say cheers.